Lena,
Oh, look at that.
first off,
Right.
oh yes, first off, I really, really love your performance in this movie, and it's a very layered performance, and it feels like a very courageous performance because it seems to be a role that's really hard to tackle. How did you go about doing this? Because, if it goes one way, it could be caricature, but you made it really human while being artificial as well. It's a very fine line you're walking with this role.
Oh my gosh. Well, very, very smart question, Greg. That is the question, isn't it? Because all the roles I have played, to be honest, in the past have all been human. So this is the first time I was like, okay, when you're playing roles, you're exploring the human experience, what it is to be a human, these universal themes and emotions. And, I'm Greek, so pathos, it's everything, right? But here I'm in a situation I'm playing a machine. But there's more than just mechanics at work with this story and the nuance and the themes that are, as you said, like bubbling underneath. So what excited me was the challenge at play here, because yes, she starts out in a sense, Meredith is like leveling up through this discovery of emotion and finding singularity. And she never does make it to being a human like, but that whole journey, that odyssey, there I go referencing again, I'm in Greece right now, so my Greek pride is like no level high. But that whole journey was just so compelling to me, and to have the opportunity to explore AI in a way that I think hasn't quite been explored before, in this story, and her and the discoveries that she's making, and also with being programmed a certain way and then getting deprogrammed because maybe she's getting too smart, maybe she's finding out too much. I don't know if I'm allowed to give away spoilers, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep a mystery. But you see, I hope I'm making sense. It's like
yeah.
it was much also like playing a character in a video game where it's like you're making it to the next level to get to the boss, but like, oh, you get back down to level one again. So there was just there was a lot of nuance, which I hope it reflects in the performance, and I hope you enjoyed the exploration, this take on AI companions of sorts.
I also like how Wifelike is a deceptively interesting and subtle narrative because you're thinking you're going in for the aesthetic pleasure of wow, here's a guy, he gets a beautiful woman, she's AI, but really the movie's about the objectification of people and how people are under others' thumbs and just exploitation. Can you just I'm sure is that kind of deceptive
That
layer that
is
you
so
yeah.
spot on, Greg. I'm so glad that you caught that, because very much so, like, with our creative team, James Bird, Stephen Paul, we've had discussions about this, about the fact that yes, this is the whole thing, is that even, and here I'm going back to Greek history, from the beginning of time, women have been programmed to sit and be pretty, entertain the men, be there for their pleasure and enjoyment, and that's it. They've been objectified, and the way that this movie has this lens through magical realism and through the futuristic setting, I think it challenges the audience to think, have we really changed much from where we were back yonder? Is much really changed in the human psyche and society and societal norms and expectations? Because very much so, it's about the programming, the ownership of the women. Meredith starts out just to her main duty and obligation is to serve and please her husband, which, much like in Greek history, the women were literally just expected to rear children and sing for men and not write. To give a woman a pen and ink was like giving venom to a snake, is literally what the philosopher said. So I just think it's really interesting how in this story, and I'm glad you caught it, it starts from Meredith, an AI robot, having her ownership completely dictated for her. And by the end of this journey, this odyssey, is she going to pick ego and identity over the ownership that she's been forced into? And I think, again, you've got the fact that this relationship, there's a major age gap. You've got the women that are, sexually objectified. These are all things that we were conscious of and we're making a statement about. There was a commentary about this, which is why it's in your face, because I think, again, with magical realism, it's a perfect icebreaker to address these uncomfortable but very real things. So yeah, I ramble, but I'm just excited that you caught that, because it was very much intentional.
You mentioned Odyssey. I was just wondering about your own personal Odyssey the last 5 or 6 years. I work with my close friends on my podcast, so it's a joy. But for you, with My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, what is it like everyone is obviously working really hard and are very serious about the craft. But what is it like to go back and work with your family and your close friends? How giving is that, in this environment for you?
Literally, Greg, as I told you, I'm a proud Greek girl. I love mythology. I love history. I love my roots so much. It has been a highlight, one of the highlights of my life, to be able to come back to a place that I've come every summer. I've grown up coming to Greece and seeing my family, to get to work here and to connect with the crew that we had on this. I mean, it's always a unique experience, and you meet people from different walks of life, and it's so enriching. But to be in Greece, we shot all over Athens. We were even in the Athens airport. We were in Athena port. We were in all the places. And then in Kerkira, Corfu, the beauty, it just, I'm still processing all of it. Still robot mode. No, it really, it's surreal. I still haven't quite, reckoned with it completely. I mean, I've made friends that will last a lifetime, family, and, connecting with my roots, learning all the Greek songs. It's just been magical. And you know what? Greg, I don't know, where are you right now?
I'm in Los Angeles, or Calabasas, that whole suburbs.
I'm going to take you with me. You are now with me, okay?
Okay.
I'm already. Check it out. This right here. What is that in the background?
Oh, it's beautiful city. Wow.
It's the Acropolis. In the
oh yeah. Okay. Yes, my bad. I got an F in history, so yes. My gosh, beautiful.
No, it's hard to see, but there you go. I hope you can now make it out with the light adjusting.
Yes.
There you go.
Beautiful.
So literally, to be in the terrain, to be soaking in the history, like to see that, to be in the thousands, to be in the water, and to just, my soul is just at home here. So it's been a joy, and I don't want to leave. It's yeah. I love it so much. So it's been such a fun time.
Speaking of joy, I really recognized you as an actor several years ago with the underrated film Summer Night. And even back then, I was just wondering where you get your love for life, with all its, travails and tribulations. You really embrace, and when you're on your IG, I see you just come up to strangers and you connect with them. Where does that come from? Is it how you were raised? Is it something that you learned throughout just working with diverse people in your industry? I don't know.
We gotta connect on Instagram now, Greg. I'm getting back on the train, okay? I'm very much in the moment here, but to answer your question, I don't know. I love learning. I never want to stop learning, like a spongaria, like a sponge. I want to just soak it all in. And to me, like I said, meeting people is such an enriching thing, and learning about different customs and beliefs, like Celine Chenoy said. I always quote her. When you encounter different customs, beliefs, language, and music, it is not only a gift for yourself, it's a gift for others, and it can unlock different things from your own being that you didn't even know were there. So, and it also informs my work, which is a lovely additional surprise. When I connect with people, hear different stories, learn music, learn language, and connect with different communities. It's uplifting, it's empowering, and I can also use it as inspiration for my work. And I don't know, it's a gift on both ends. So I just never want to stop that. And I love the fact that James, Stephen, they were so encouraging and supportive of my interests and passions. So when they found out, Mandarin and the language speaking and singing, they were like, let's infuse it into the movie. I was like, that's so cool, let's do it. And we got it. We had an idea, which if you know the scene, where the settings, the default settings, and she's saying Mandarin, and then the singing, we were like, think about it. With your phone, you can set Siri to have an accent. You can set your keyboard to be different languages. Why wouldn't you be able to do that with an in the flesh AI robot who's like really advanced? So we kind of rolled with it. But again, I love to find ways where I can intersect my passion into the work, and how grateful and lucky I am to be working with creative people, part of this project, that were supportive of that, and excited by it. So yeah.
Final question, two-part question. First off, right off the top of your head, can you name one of your all-time favorite films, and what is it about this film that speaks to you? And the second part of that question is, from your resume, can you recommend a film or project for us and our listeners to watch that you're really, really proud of, along with Wifelike? So
of course, Wifelike, yes. Wifelike is coming out this week. But Greg, okay, first of all, you asked me like the hardest question. I know you're a movie buff. I've done some research. I know movies are your thing. You can't put me on the spot with this question. There's so many. I love every genre. Literally, sometimes I'm in the mood for horror, which is like my mom and I will just binge watch all the horror movies. Then I watch tons of comedies with my dad. Then I want thriller, action. Like there's everything under the sun. What's your favorite movie? I need to know from
Well,
you.
I love Vertigo, and then I guess you mentioned horror. Do you have a
Yes.
specific horror film that you and your mother, I guess, really love
Please.
together?
Okay, I will give you mine. You got to give me yours. We love horror. Like we go insane with this stuff. We have our movie nights, and it's just everywhere. Pick them all apart. But we love particularly zombie movies. So we recently rewatched 28 Weeks Later. We watched All of Us Are Dead because we love Train to Busan. We particularly love the vicious, fast zombies. Not so much the slow ones, though that can be good if you're in the mood. But we like to do a whole tasting party of different horror movies. So what is yours?
You know, I would have to say probably Train to Busan. It just I really love it. Just fast moving zombies, and really enjoyed that as well. So
and it can make you cry at the end. That was a surprise. I didn't see it coming. It hit me like the train itself. I found myself getting emotional with the father-daughter part. You know.
Oh yeah, I got really teary eyed with that. But after Wifelike, what should people see? Our listeners see after from your resume. What would you suggest?
After watching and enjoying Wifelike and letting yourself get immersed into this really cool futuristic world, I think it'd be fun to after you watch that, take a little break, grab a snack, and go see. You know what? Because I'm talking about mythology and fairy tales, watch Sacred Lies. That's a modernized Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and I'd like to get your opinion on it, Greg. Okay,
Definitely.
we'll connect on Instagram when I want your review. It's season 1, Peacock TV, Blumhouse, Facebook Watch series, and it's the modernization of the Handless Maiden. And I play Minnow Bly, a girl who was raised in a cult. She's the Handless Maiden. She's a double amputee, and she ends up in juvie. It's a really deep psychological mystery, and it explores similar themes to this film, but in a totally different lens. So I think it's a good balance. Watch Wifelike and then watch Sacred Lies to change it up.
Thank you.
I want to hear your opinion on it.
I will definitely give you my opinion on it. I will connect with you on IG. Also, very, very quickly, thank you so much for your time. Are you really fluent in Mandarin, or you can do conversational
我会说
Mandarin?
中文，当然嘛，打动了我的心。你想我给你唱一首歌吗？甜蜜蜜，你笑的甜蜜蜜，好小花儿开在春风里，开在春风里。That means that's for you, Greg. It means 甜蜜蜜. Your smile is sweet as honey. And I don't know where I know you from, but it's so familiar to me.
Thank you so much for your time. You're awesome, and really love the film, and hope to connect with you soon.
Oh, we'll have to meet in person at some point, Greg.
Definitely.
Lots of love. Thank you for your time.